Joining me now, immigration lawyer Harjap Singh Bhangal is with us. Harjap, good afternoon to you. I didn't even know such a scheme like this exists. Apparently, it already does. 19,000 people apparently last year took up this offer of 3,000 quid. This is a little different, of course, because this will be the first time people have been able to go to a third country, not back to their own country of origin, but somewhere else. Broadly speaking, what do you make of this initiative?
Well, the voluntary return scheme has already been operating, like you said, and it's been operating for many years, operated by the IOM. So if somebody wants to go back home, they've had enough, they've had their lot, they're given a lump sum, or which is staggered over a certain amount of time after they've gone back to help to reintegrate back into their own country. This is slightly different. I mean, the Rwanda scheme is already costing us a lot of money, up to about 500 million. We've already signed up to give 370 million, even if nobody is put on a plane over the cost of 5 years, and 50 million each year thereafter. So even if we sent 300 million people back, it would cost us 1.8 million pound each. On top of that, now we're going to try and coerce people to voluntarily move to Rwanda, whether they've got an option to go home or Rwanda. It's up to them, but we're going to end up paying a sum to them. It's just a last-ditch attempt of this government to try and get somebody on that plane, disregarding all the costs and the implications this could have, and the fact that that money could be spent elsewhere on the NHS, in schools which have got crumbling walls, in NHS a long waiting list, the doctors, the roads with potholes, the councils which are going bankrupt, instead of pulling their funding, investing it in them. It's just signal politics. It's just showing that, hold on, we can do it. We can send this one plane to Rwanda. You know, they've only got about 300, 400 spaces so far. It doesn't make economic sense at all.
Not only does it not make economic sense, it's unlikely to make sort of immigration policy sense either, because from what we can see, every time there's been an announcement about Rwanda, when it was first announced, the boats didn't stop. When they were talking about getting it, sealed through Parliament at its first stage, the boats didn't stop. Now it's getting closer to where Rishi Sunak hopes that, this thing is really going to happen. The boats haven't stopped. And most people with half a brain cell, Harjap, know that this simply, even if planes were taking off by the day, it won't stop the boats.
Yeah, basically, you're right, Ian. It's just no deterrent here at all. And it's shown that it doesn't, in fact, work. In fact, a bigger deterrent, as we all know, is the weather. So the weather has actually deterred more people than the Rwanda plan has. So the threat of sinking in the channel or of boat capsizing deters people more than the thought of going to Rwanda. And if people have traipsed all over Europe, across borders, evading bullets, evading immigration, evading capture, evading being sent back to their home country, evading death, to get to France, then is the last deterrent of, or maybe they'll put you up on a flight back to Rwanda. You might be one unlucky 300 out of 50,000 crossing a year who might be sent back. Is that really going to deter them? I don't think so. The answer pretty much stares us in the face that processing centres abroad in a neighbouring country are the answer. Italy has just done the same with Albania. It's signed a deal with Albania to set up a processing centre in Albania for anybody who wishes to apply for asylum in Italy. That's their closest neighbour. We were offered to do the same in France. France offered us the land. They offered us the support to do that. We actually rejected it under Priti Patel. We said, no, we don't want to do that. Instead, we pursued this crazy idea, absolutely bonkers idea of trying to send people to Rwanda, which is going to cost us 500 million and not a single person sent. It doesn't make sense. It won't make sense to voters. It doesn't make sense to lawyers. It doesn't make sense to people in the media. And that's because it's actually bonkers. There's no other word for it.
Yeah, you're spot on. I can't in any way counter that. We know the government would say, no, wait and see. I'm sorry, you've given all the arguments there. The wait and see bit has already happened. This isn't going to see the light of day. I think we all know that. Harjap, though, we will speak again, I'm sure, on this contentious issue. Thank you, Harjap Singh Bhangal, immigration lawyer with us here on TalkTV.